A glorious moment is here. You know what that implies? XRP holders, the Ripple against SEC trial is almost finished in a few days. One huge price pump that might even surprise seasoned investors is looming around the corner, I assure you. You're not ready for this. In a couple of days, some analysts estimate that the price of XRP might explode to as high as $640. This could be your last opportunity to obtain XRP at such a cheap price if you have been waiting for the ideal moment to buy. This video will wow you. So let's straightforwardly get right to the topic without delay. Not financial advice here is. Research always yourself before making an investment. Following more than 4 years of continuous litigation, the legal fight between Ripple Labs and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is approaching what might be a pivotal turning point. The SEC is supposed to formally update the U.S. Court of Appeals on June 16th. Although this seems like a basic procedural action, it might have far-reaching effects for the U.S. crypto sector overall, as well as Ripple and XRP. This dispute started in December 2020, when the SEC sued Ripple, claiming XRP had been offered as unregistered security. From then on, this lawsuit has developed from a simple regulatory complaint into among the most important legal showdowns in Bitcoin history. The result of this lawsuit could either provide long-awaited clarity or throw the sector back into regulatory uncertainty for XRP investors and other blockchain companies observing from the sidelines. On April 11th of this year, Ripple and the SEC simultaneously asked for a 60-day case pause. They informed the court they were near to settling important problems and engaged in intensive negotiations on settlement. Ripple even asked for the removal of a court injunction limiting future institutional sales of XRP and offered to pay a drastically lowered civil penalty of $50 million down from the previous $125 million. The court authorized the request and gave both sides until June 16th to either finish the agreement or keep litigation underway. Now, great conjecture centers on this new deadline. Should the June 16th SEC filing validate a settlement, Ripple may start running entirely free from legal uncertainties. The legal position of the XRP token would at last be clear-cut, maybe providing a guide for other cryptocurrency businesses negotiating U.S. laws going ahead. Nothing is ensured, though. Ripple and the Securities Exchange earlier this year sought an indicative order from Judge Annalisa Torres, therefore indicating the court's readiness to support the settlement structure. Declining, Judge Torres said the request fell short of federal legal criteria. That choice introduced a fresh level of complication, and since then, no fresh motions have been presented to change the initial decision. Particularly XRP holders who have suffered years of volatility, delistings, and regulatory uncertainty, the crypto community has been attentively observing developments, not only regarding XRP. Eminent legal analysts, like attorney John Deaton, underlined, it's about the SEC's whole attitude to control of digital resources. Deaton has warned, should Ripple prevail, other initiatives may be able to fight the SEC's tough posture. Should Ripple fail, it might empower more crackdowns. For Ripple, a settlement would mean the end of a costly legal struggle and free will to concentrate on worldwide growth. For the SEC, it would offer an elegant farewell from a divisive matter, while still asserting a half triumph. Should no consensus be obtained, the matter could be dragged out more extensively, therefore adding further uncertainty to the sector. Stuart Alderotti, the main legal officer of Ripple, put up the circumstances most aptly. The SEC's erratic attitude to crypto control has left the whole sector in doubt and uncertainty. This presents an opportunity to start righting that. Whether a settlement is obtained, the court's next action could define future rules. Here's where things start to become very fascinating. Some commentators believe that as the June 16th deadline approaches, this marks the most significant turning point in Ripple's existence. Should a settlement be verified, XRP might flash in value overnight. For those possessing XRP, the next few days could be life-changing. Technical indicators also point to XRP maybe starting one of its best bull runs ever as the legal dispute plays out. Trader Steph claims that simply a maturing market with actual institutional interest, there is no retail FOMO or over-leveraged longs. While XRP has been in a downturn since January, chart analyst Dark Defender noted that support levels have been strengthening. We are currently at a technical crossroads where, during the following 2 weeks, the price will probably move decisively. Long-term, some XRP price forecasts are simply astounding. Estimates call for $50 to $150, as well as possibly $250 per coin. These aren't hazy figures. They are not random. Their foundation is XRP's usefulness in real-time global payment systems. XRP would need a $3 trillion market valuation to hit $50 trillion for 150, and $14 trillion for 180, 250, using OpenAI's Chat GPT and Google's Gemini respectively. For background, the whole crypto market sits at roughly $3.3 billion, whereas Bitcoin's present market valuation is around $2 trillion. These forecasts aren't just conjecture. They mirror the possible acceptance scope of XRP. Platforms such as Changelly project XRP's value to be $50 by 2033 and $150 by February 2019. These forecasts follow the growth of RippleNet and the rising XRP ledger use in worldwide remittances and liquidity solutions. As one user, Amex, said, "Rome wasn't created in a day. XRP will strike $20. Some are going much more audacious in meantime." While groups like XRP Avengers even relate the token's rise to pop culture legends like The Matrix, saying XRP reaching $10,000 sounds insane until you know the facts, influencer King XRP forecasts $640 per coin. Though these projections seem extreme, they capture the strong belief of a group that weathered everything from regulatory anarchy to delistings. XRP does not reward panic, trader John Squire notes. This is a lengthy game. Ripple seems near to winning it now. Let us now discuss Ripple's strategic alliances and actions that might completely transform XRP acceptance. Recently, Ripple started a $200,000 grant program in Japan to support online 3 startups